Good morning, everyone. Ski of W here with more Artisan of Glimmith. Yay, I love this game so much. The puzzling will continue until morale improves. Actually, I'm not going to be in this area because I noticed at the end of the last video, this over here, I just completely missed this area, and I guess the game doesn't make you do it. Um, I guess the blue light means this is an important place you need to go. So like I've internalized the red light, that's a secret puzzle. The white light is just a normal puzzle. So yeah, I guess I'm supposed to do this. This is a rule set I don't know. All regions must have the same shape. Okay, so let's figure this one out. So everything's got to be an elbow because of this. So I think it's going to force us to make quite a lot of choices here. Yeah, that was pretty easy. All regions must be one of these shapes, but they all have to have the same shape, so you have to pick one shape that we think is going to work. Okay, well I can rule out the V pentomino because that's the only place we can stick it in this corner and it creates an orphan cell. I can also rule out the T shape because this is the only way to stick it in here. So we have to have the W shape. And that is the only shape we can have. I think we're going to just get this, yeah, pretty easily. All right, let's zoom in a little bit, get a little closer to this vision. Precision, so we need area 4, and we need them all to be the same shape. I think I just see this one. They're all eye shapes. Yeah, I can see why this is a sort of a cordoned off area, like a smaller area, because it doesn't feel like there's a lot you can do with this puzzle type. They're all the same shape, so do we have elbows or do we have single line not tetrominoes, triominoes? I always get tetromino and triomino confused because they start with T. I know immediately it's not the long line like this because now what do we put here? So it's got to be elbows. We got to start with this. This one goes here. So we have it solved. All right. Rose windows being added, so I need 2 regions that have the same shape. Oh boy. How would I do? I've got to divide this so we have 6, 12, 18. So I need a 9 shape. And I just need 2 colors. This has got to be, I think these all have to be taken by this. I think it's this. I think that's the shape. Yeah. All right. Same thing, 2 regions that got to be, oh dear. Well, I know this is going to be our setup, and I know that these are all going to be the way the shape goes. I think this shape has to take all of, just like this has to take all of that. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I think we have to do, yeah, I think this is it. All regions, they're all 11 shapes. Oh dear. Okay. So, does this shape exist here? Hold on. It would be here. Oh, hold on. That's... I got a shape that's 5 across, so I can't put that 5 across. I have to put it here, but now this is 6 long. Do I put it down somehow this way? No. Like, it's not going to be this, because I can't ever make a shape that goes 6 across. I have to cut it in half, so I believe I have to cover this type of shape, right? Because whatever shape goes here, if it doesn't cover both of these, then I would need something here, in which case this shape must touch here, because if the red shape touches it, it's going to cover more than half of the space, right? Or it's going to cover, like I can't ever have the red shape go into any of those. I think that's a better way to explain it. If this red cell touches down here, it's going to have to be 6 cells long, and there is nowhere to put 6 cells long here. So just by putting something there, I have to put this shape here. And the same goes here. The cyan can't ever get into there. And so the red's also going to take that spot and that spot, at the very least. So cyan also is going to take those. So I wonder if it's this shape here that we've got so far. So now I've got to... Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 6. I see. That's not that shape. I can't do that. So... Oh, hold on. But I could do it just these 5. Because now I have a P shape here and a P shape there, and I have 2 P shapes left here. So I think that is the solution. This here. And then the rest of it can be filled with cyan. Okay. All right. What do we got? Well, I'll start with this shape. And then, so this shape has to come out, so it's got to take all of that space and that one. So I've got to find a way to fit an F shape into the blue section. But the blue section is also going to take these spots. I wonder if that's a spot. No. Can red go here? If red goes here, we've basically locked... There's no way red can go in there. That's got to be the cyan. This could be the F shape bit, maybe. This is 5. This would be 4 more, so I'd add 4 more here. But then I need to add 2 more to this shape. I wonder if this is just it. Yeah. There's somehow 28 puzzles here? Okay. Match precision. Okay. Well, let's right off the bat rule out the O shape. We can't have an O shape because it can't fit in there. So we know we've got to be either I, L, S, or T. I shape isn't going to work. Here's why. If I put an I shape, I have to set this up, which means I have to set that up. Now here, this corner would have to go down, which means these 2 corners would also have to go down, and we block this shape in. So we can't have an I or an O piece. We have to have S, L, or T. We can't have an L shape because the only L shape that fits in there is this one. So we're stuck with S or T. That's what we have to be working with here. I don't think it can be S either. So this is how the S would go up in this top. This S would go here. Now what would go in this corner? I think... Oh no, so far it's working. I don't like that I'm basically just like guessing that it could work. Here we go. So yeah, if we put this piece... this corner, we could either go this direction and create an orphan or this direction. Now this direction doesn't seem to cause a problem yet. We have to put that there, we have to put this here. But now what does this corner do? Oh no, it does work. I thought I broke it, but maybe not. Maybe this is in fact what it is. I was thinking I was about to create a problem with the puzzle and we'd have to use the T shape, but no, it's an S shape. Uniformity, restore the match window. So I went back after discovering this area, went back and looked at the achievements, and there was 1 window I hadn't restored. So I think this is the only section we didn't touch. Do I want to work in this area a little more? No, I want to jump around. I want to do something different. So we just restored that window. And now we're going to head back to town, and we're going to take care of these windows I haven't touched in a bit. So what was this section over here? This was the polyomino section. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Oh, this got a oneer here. Polyominoes. There. I should probably jump around more and not get stuck in one area too long. There's 2 arrangements of the V pentomino we could do. This arrangement obviously is wrong, so it must be this one. You might be looking going, there's technically 3, but like, come on. There's 2 arrangements that don't touch this piece. So that's got to be there, which is going to force us to use that for the S piece. And our C piece has got to be here. And then, of course, we've got an L piece. And then it doesn't matter what goes in here. So, there we go. I'm just going to see if I can see anything here. Looks like we just got this section. I should probably do the easier puzzle first. Let's do the 2. Okay, a bunch of O's and domino. Well, this O up here is definitely going to touch one of those. Not sure which one. It is going to leave an orphan cell, but that's okay. So I think it all hinges around this guy, because this O piece cannot touch that spot. It cannot touch there, so the only places it can go are this way and that way. This O also cannot touch, so it can go here or it can go there. This O can't touch that either, and it can't move up. It can't move up and it can't move left, so this O is now forced to go this direction. That's a good start, because now we have to put the O shape here, we have to put the O shape there. This now has to go here. That gives us our domino. We have that, and then the rest of these are just going to be filled with singletons. Nice. Okay, we've got a bunch of big shapes. How are we going to do this? Well, let's start down here with this 2x4. This 2x4 can't move 4 spaces up. It will touch the 3x2. So it can only move 2 spaces up, and then it must move 4 in the horizontal direction. So it's got to cover these cells for sure. Now this good old 3x3 has to move up 2 more spaces, and then it either moves 1 space to the left and 1 space to the right, or 2 spaces to the right. Either way, it's going to take these spots. And in fact, it can't move any further because it's going to block that O there. So this O space needs to take those 2. Now here, we could take these spots, or we could take these spots. Either way, it's going to take those 4. I think that's going to give us the big 3x4, because we can't extend this far to the left because we'll end up touching that cell, and we can't extend this far to the right because we'll end up in a little corner. So we have this spot pretty much settled, which is going to solve that for us, and the O piece as well. Now this space I think is also settled because we can't move all 3 spaces horizontally. We can actually, it fits nicely. And in fact, it has to be that way because otherwise the O is nowhere to go. So we have to fit these here. This is done, and then we just fill in our final pieces. Alright, there's something hidden there. Let's grab it. This cell here can't move rightward, so that one's a gimme. We'll just lock that one in. The S piece here is going to extend out that way, but I think, yeah, it's got to bend, so it can't bend any further, so this is how it extends. This piece, this L, can't bend this way, it must bend that way. The O was sitting here this whole time, I could have just put that in. Let's see. How is an S piece going to go here? It's got to move up 1 space. Like it. No, it can go this way. Actually, if it moves up 1 space, no, it can't. It can't do this. Because now the T space is nowhere to go. So it must move. Yeah, if it can't go this way, if it moves this way, we're stuck because then we have 3 in a row. So we have to move that way. That's going to lock in this T shape. Or sorry, this L shape. This T shape over here is locked in, and then we have the puzzle solved. There's something hidden back there. Let's take a look at that. Alright, how am I going to get this in? How am I going to get the cross as well? So this cross here, right? If I put this in the center, that's possible, right? Now if I say this is the shape of the cross, I touch that piece. I also can't say this is the shape of the cross, right? So I can't put it on these things as the center. But it can't be the one on the right because I don't have enough space there. It can't be the one on the bottom because I don't have enough space up there. So therefore this is the cross. I have no way around that. So I think what I want to do, yeah, I think I want to do this with the W shape, and then I want to do this with the S shape. The only way to fit that one in, and we have a couple other spots to fill, and we're done. Nice. Good puzzle. Ooh, another hidden one. Polyominoes, nothing else. This is a tricky one. They're all 6s, and it looks like we have, yeah, we're going to fill the entire space. Well, this 6 piece right here can't extend upward. There's not enough room. It's got to go side to side, and it's got to go at least this far. And then the piece that moves up is either here or there. I'm not sure where yet. This piece, well, If I took this piece and said that the 4 across was in fact horizontal, where do I put these two? Right? It has to be here. Oh, that covers that spot, or here, covering that spot. So, in fact, it must be vertical, and so we either extend this way or that way. Not totally sure yet. That does finish off this piece. Okay, I've got it. I just see the answer now. So it's based on where I put this. This piece, only arrangement works like this. I think from here you can probably see how we're going to do things. All right, we're almost on our way to silver. Here, let's go to silver and then jump to a new area just so I can... There's something in this little... There's the... You see the beam of light? There's a beam of light right here. There's something down there. How do I see? Do I have to see it through a window? That would be pretty gnarly. Do I have to see it up my butt? Do I have to... What do I have to do around here to get this puzzle? Doesn't look like I can see through these windows. Is it zoomed out more? How? That's gonna... Right, like if I tab here, yeah, there's something down there, but I can't see it. If I zoom out more... can't see a thing. If I maybe get a more diagonal thing through the tree... It's like really tucked in there. I can't do it from this guy. I have to be like here, looking through this. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. We're gonna skip it. Let's look to... Oh no, is it gonna be under the... Oh, it's gonna be like under the whole thing. It's gonna be like... Yes, this beam of light's right there. It's barely visible now, but it's in... It's under the... It's... Oh, I was gonna say it could be on that platform, but there's one here. Oh, I'm not gonna do a hard one right now. I'm gonna do another easy one. I'm gonna just... That way I get to do a bunch of puzzles in a row. All regions must be one of these shapes. All right, what's this piece going to be? Right up here, immediately I see this cell. Can't be a part of the big O. So it's got to be part of an elbow. Now the O piece, this has to be part of an elbow, which means that must be part of an elbow. This can't be part of a big O piece. It also must be part of an elbow. So must this. But there has to be... Oh, let's just think about where this big O can go. It can go here. That's a possible place. It can't do anything else. It can go this way. I think this is now required. If I don't... Like, if I put a wall on this side, right? The only way this would work is down around this loop here, which I've already ruled out because of this empty space. This elbow extends into where this square would go. And it can't move upright. Now, I could say, all right, what if I put the wall here? Well, now it would have to be in this space, but we've ruled it out here. And also, the big O encloses 4 spaces, so it must enclose one of these empty ones. So I can't put the wall there, so I have to move this way. I can't put the wall here, can I? I can. That is a possibility. So, excuse me. Can't breathe properly, ever. So I know it has to be this far. It could be this. Actually, it can't, because now that blocks things off. It could be that, or there. Those are the 2 options that I have. There's no more pieces in common here. That's the problem. So that means there's got to be an elbow up there. Does this cause any obvious... Oh yeah, this causes an obvious problem at the top, so we must do it here. That's the only place that is now left to work with, and I think from here the puzzle will become obvious. There we go. And we have silverized this window. So I'm going to move on, see if I can do another window silver very quickly. This one's just going to require 8 more puzzles, and let's hop to it. I think this puzzle belongs to that, but I'm not sure. Let's find out. Yeah, mingle shape. I remember mingle shape. I really like this one. Neighboring regions must have different shapes. Well, we're going to start with this region here. This one's forced. We can't do anything about it because any other thing is going to get us 2 symbols. So that means that this one here cannot extend to this triangle because then we would have the same shape. We have to have an elbow. So everything else has to be at least 4 spaces large. This square is going to escape this direction, and it can't touch the circle up here. It would be trapped as an elbow shape. So it has to be different, and it must extend a little further somewhere, but we're not totally sure where. This one here, let's do a different color, is going to come out and then come out this way. So we know the purple's got to extend that far, but it can't extend into the triangle. This yellow has to extend further, which means the purple is in fact complete. The yellow must move, but it can't move that way. So it must move up. Oh, it can move this way if it just takes this piece. How would I do this section now? This piece here has got to take the square and keep going, but now I have an issue up there. Like, this is what I have to do, right? But now I've got an issue up here. Oh, neighboring regions. Duh. I forgot how this works. Just neighboring regions have to be different shapes. I was doing the everything has to be a different shape. That's a different rule that comes later. Just neighboring regions. So I don't have to worry about nearly as much as I did. Okay, so the game really wants us to be falling for this trap, right? Because now that's the same shape. But there's really nothing that says I can't do this, right? Oh, no, right, because rose windows. I have to do everything. So I have to find a way to make these not... So I could bring it in this way, but now I think this causes the shape as well. If I did this, I would also be... I wonder if I can do it just like this. The shapes are slightly different, or are they not different? I think that's the same shape. Is it? No, I think this is a different shape. Yeah, that's different. Don't make me rotate shapes in my head. Wait, I was doing puzzles for these? Yeah, these ones do count toward here, not toward there. Mingle shape again with polyominoes. Well, those can't touch, those can't. So we just have to make sure these don't touch each other. So the elbow is forced, which means this elbow is also forced. So we got to bring this out, but not sure how far. This can't go that far out, but it could also just go that way. We're not totally sure. Could also go that way. This would be bad for the L because then this L would be forced to touch it. So it does have to go like so, which means this one has to go out that far at least. This L could move out this far. Or would it move? Well, actually, yeah, it has to, because it can't move down, it can't move up. So obviously it's got to move this far, and then it can't touch the other one. This doesn't work. Oh, no, this doesn't work here. Oh, no, hold on. That's it. Duh. That's what we want to do. That's not right. This is right. And then I think we broke the puzzle. No, we're good. That's how those would go. And then we just fill the rest in with something. Awesome. There's one hidden down there. I see you. Okay. It looks like we're going to be doing... Okay, just to get it out of the way, let's put an O shape here because this shape, none of these could be an O shape, so that makes it very easy. So I was thinking if we put a single shape there, we can put an elbow here and then put an elbow there. But I don't think I want it that way. I think I want to go the other way around. I think I want it this way so I can get elbows in like so. Yeah, that's what we want. How about this one? All regions must be 1, 2, or 3. Well, the 3 has to be an elbow shape. So let's, right away, that's going to be that. So we can't block that off. We got to have somebody go into there. This domino cannot move to the right, though, because it creates another single space. In fact, it must move down, which is going to force the elbow into both of these spaces. This elbow can avoid the lower end because it's okay to put a single shape there, but it can't block that space in. This domino can't move right or down, so it must move up. So whatever space goes here can't be single or domino, it's got to be an elbow. This, we have to put a single in. No, we don't. Sorry, we have to put an elbow in. And then here, single or domino. It's not an elbow for sure. Not sure what else it would be. This space can't be elbow or single, so it's got to be domino, which is going to put a single down there. Okay, now I'm getting it. And then from here, it's pretty simple. All right, let's see what we got. On the simple end of things, just to silverize the window, domino, triomino. Okay, well, there's a piece that's going to go here and force its way upward, which means that's got to be blocked, which is going to force us to start with a domino. Do we have any other obvious things? This is 6 spaces long, but there's nothing that says we have to fill the 6 spaces. We could have 2 triominoes, or we could have a domino and a triomino and then fill a space this way. Now down here, whatever we do... Oh no, there's a way to put something across here. Oh, duh, mingle shape. I was like, looks like there's lots of solutions. Mingle shape means we have to make these all like that. No, that goes that way because we have to block these in. So far, so good. No, that's got to be like that. Then we have to have these going on like so. Yeah. Okay. Well, these are set, so we can't put singles here. So we got to put either a triomino or a tri-square omino. So that's got to be a 3. This can't be either the 3 or the 9, so it's got to be single. So now this cell I'm pointing to can't be either of these two. We've got to have it be the 3 by 3. Which means both of these have to be green because you can't put a bunch of yellows together. And then we can't have a yellow next to this, and we can't have the 3 by 3 here, so we have to have that set up, which means we have to have that set up. Now we can't, we could have a green here, not totally sure. In this spot has to be green. This spot can't be the blue, so we now got to put yellow there. This spot can't be the blue, so we've got to do yellow. We've got to stick green here, which means we've got to put the blue there. Don't think there's any other way around this. What do we do here? I think we put another... Do we put another one here? No. Do we put it there? No. Is there any way we don't do this? If we didn't do this, we'd have to put green like this. And now what do we do? So I do believe... Yeah, next to every green, we have to have a blue at some point. Because you can't have green touching green, and you can't have a bunch of yellows all in a row. So we got to have a blue somewhere. Which means we'd have to have a blue on that side. Which I think is fine. I think I see how you'd fill that in. That's how you'd fill it in. Nice. One more from this area. Okay. Just, they're all, double wide, but it's either 1, 2, or 3. So I think this one here is set as a domino. Not much I can do about that, which means this one's set as an O shape. Now, it's tempting to think a 3x2 goes here, but there's no guarantee. It could be a 2x2. Let's see. We know this one's... We know these two are done. Well, let's see. This can't be either of these two. We have to have this here, which means it's got to extend one of those, or both of these directions. But the question is... It's got to extend there. So the question is, it goes up there or up there. Ah, but it does force something down into this corner, which can't be purple or orange. It must be red. It does make this. So that is, in fact, how we do this part here. It's possible we put an orange there. If we do, there's still quite a bit. There's something's got to go here. It can't be red, and so it's got to be orange. Now, if orange goes to the left, it forces another orange in that spot. So we do have to block it here. That is guaranteed, which puts red... No, it puts purple in there because they got to be different. So that is set. This is set. We have to put red here. It's the only thing that'll fit, which means the purple does have to extend upward. And now there has to be a orange there. It has to move up. Okay. This corner here can't be red or purple, so we've got to have orange, and it can't move right, which means that this orange-purple corner makes red, which is here. We can't have red and orange, so we got to have purple. Okay, I like the logical progression of this. It's taken me a moment to figure out what the hell I'm doing, but we have to have purple in this spot. Nope. There we go. We have to purple like so. And now the remainder bit of the puzzle is good. And we've silverized 2 windows today and made a new one over in the match section. I think that's pretty good progress. And I'll hold off here. And next time around, you know what? I might silverize a bunch of windows and then come back rather than, I don't know, I don't want to be sitting in one area forever. I want to kind of jump around and try a bunch of different puzzles. It's very chaotic. Not my normal way of playing a game, but I want to do that for this. Because screw you, that's why. And with that loving message imparted, I'm going to say I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were having a good time putting this video on 2x speed while you do your studying or whatever it is. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.